Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your bonus reading here. It's going to be your reading for the month of May 2023. However, this is a timeless reading. Honestly, this is just an extra bonus reading for anybody who needs it. This is just something I'm doing really quick before we jump into the June reads. So, yeah. All right, let's jump straight in, Sagittarius, and let's take a look here. If you're newer to the channel, this first row is going to be in regards to your career, your goals, and your ambitions here. All right. Sagittarius are hitting the throttle. All right, let's go. Some of y'all, even though Sagittarius, you're like, even though I may be alone on this journey, and maybe I'm misunderstood, or I'm just doing my thing, following my own heart, following my own calling here. I think you're starting to step on the gas. Leave the dust in the past. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at the second round. Let's take a look at the second row in regards to your relationships. Wow. You got 3 people here. Usually I don't always count the court cards as people, but hey. So there's some definitely a lot of interactions going on in your relationships. Partnerships. Interesting. I think this Queen of Swords is you. Definitely see some people here in your energy in the future. We're gonna have to clarify, of course, and get more on who these people are and what your relation is to them. But yeah, I'm hearing discerning. I think a lot of you like discerning in its light form, right? Like in its good form. Like you're discerning in regards to sort of the way you communicate. I see that. All right, let's take a look here at this last row. It's the message here from your higher self. Your higher self is definitely wanting you to, first of all, this row is your higher self, your guide, spirit, the divine, God, whatever the case might be. It's basically just extra channel messages here. But 10 of Swords, the High Priestess and the 7 of Swords here. It's interesting. I feel like some of you guys can actually benefit from, how they say, like, don't tell them your next move or whatever the case might be. I kind of feel that here with this. And I'm going to pull some oracle cards as well here in a moment. We'll clarify, of course. But in this last row, I feel like Spirit's really coming through pretty strong, saying that I think it's going to be important for you to be careful about how much you reveal and who you reveal it to, right? Because whether or not people are consciously trying to sabotage you or talk you out of things, they may be doing it unconsciously. You just, and you just never know. And it's nothing to fear or anything like that. I just think your guides are wanting you to know this at this time, especially with that Queen of Swords. That's why the word discerning was coming to me. But usually, 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, the High Priestess is like when you come to logical conclusions and when you figure things out and you start to strategize and come up with your next move. I feel like it's almost like wanting you to keep it a secret in a way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or only share with the people that you trust, right? Because I feel it's interesting because I'm getting like this dynamic here, and I know what's going on with the astrology, and I can see it here. And what's going on in the astrology right now is that we have Mars that just came into Leo, and we also have Jupiter that just came into Taurus. And then, so Mars coming into Leo is opposing Pluto, and I'll tell you what all this means simply here in a moment. But Mars is opposing Pluto. We got Mars opposed Pluto. Mars is squaring Jupiter. Jupiter squaring Pluto. And then not only that, we have there's a fixed cross going on, and the other side is the South Node of Scorpio. And usually, like, when you have 3 planets, you kind of look to the direction of where, like, the planet's not there in regards to like a fixed cross. It's kind of like the back door in essence of what I say. It's like the back door to situations. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's best to take the back door to a situation, like metaphorically speaking, right? And it would be Scorpio, the South Node. And Scorpio is a sign of secrecy, not in a manipulative way. It's more so it's like Scorpios gain their strength through keeping mystery, through secrecy, right? And I'm not talking about manipulation or secrets or anything like that. But I think your guides are wanting you to definitely listen to your intuition, be discerning about who you share information with, be discerning about who you're surrounding yourself with spiritually as well. Like, are these people good for you, Sagittarius? I think it got a similar vibe like that in your last read too. Actually, I think it was a little bit different. But anyways, yeah, look at that. You have this magic and it says curse and it says witch. This isn't any type of, voodoo or anything like that. There's no curse or anything like that. But I am hearing the word spell, right? Words are spells, and I think it's very important that it's important to be discerning of who you listen to, sort of like what you say. Because you've heard like the term black magic. I was just saying this on the last read. I forgot what sign I was reading, but I was talking about the book, The Four Agreements. And one of them, or in the book, it talks about black magic. Well, what is black magic, right? Black magic, words are spells, basically. And I guess a quick example I can give you about black magic. Let's just say, like, for instance, you wanted to be, well, the example that they actually use is this little girl wanted to be, or this girl wanted to be a singer. But when she was young, I think her mom said that like her voice was terrible. I guess she was getting annoyed and she was like, stop singing. You can't sing, And it's like those words stick with you, right? The things that people say stick with you sometimes. And I think it wants you to break that curse here, right? Like understand that you're the one that has control. Like you have control of your life. And it's okay to like, it's like taking your power back from situations to where you feel like your power was taken from you, right? And which is why this 8th house card is here too, endings and beginnings. The 8th house has a lot to do with undoing the invisible. It's like really getting down to, exploring like the things that you can't really see. They're kind of subtle, kind of hidden, right? I know the 8th house is a house of transformation, rebirth, and all that type of stuff, sex. So, obviously that could be it as well. But the more so I'm getting, it's like this is about you understanding energy, right? Because the 8th house deals with the metaphysical, it deals with the supernatural, it deals with astrology, it deals with psychology, it deals with all of that, right? So with the 8th house, I really get here that there's some sort of activation going on with you, right? I ain't trying to sound all, hoogie bougie, but give me a second because your read is being pointed out in that way. Sometimes the reads are super esoteric and spiritual. Sometimes they're very reality-based, material sort of energy, right? Sometimes the readings are Saturnian, like Saturn-based energies, right? Of dealing with the physical reality of things, of money, fucking materialism. Sometimes they're more spiritual. But with the 8th house, endings and beginnings, there's something about the activation of like life force, right? Like, so, because the 8th house is also life force. It's also where we have like a Kundalini awakenings. Like we have a Kundalini experience. And I feel like that's what's sort of going on with you. There's passion, especially with the Knight of Wands, the Hermit, and the Ace of Wands being harnessed here when it comes to your career and your ambitions and your goals. And that's why it's like you have all this energy that needs to be channeled into what it is that you want to do. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and just jump in and clarify. But you did pull this card here as well. It says embracing. This is about learning when to be still, learning when activity is appropriate, right? Like sometimes we just feel like we need to be busy, right? We feel like we're constantly active with activities, and it's like sometimes it's not necessary, right? Like you can be still sometimes. Like sometimes stillness is the answer until you get that intuitive nudge, until you get that sort of like in human design we call it like the responding, like the response, like when there's a wave that comes to you of energy, you respond, right? Instead of just imagine this as a good example. Let's just say you're swimming in the ocean. This is metaphorically speaking. You're swimming in the ocean and you have to get back to the shore, right? So basically what I'm saying here is like the activity would be you're swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming. But if you're smart and you know that there's a wave coming, right? If you know that there's a wave coming, or if you go this way, right? If you go this way and you can catch the wave, or you can go, so you don't do nothing. You go this way, but you don't really do nothing. You just wait for the wave to come. And the next thing you know, the wave takes you to the shore, right? Instead of feeling like you just have to like, it's a metaphor. Okay. Hopefully y'all get it. But yeah, this embracing is like knowing when to stand still, surrendering, letting go, and then allowing like when the opportunity presents itself. You have this empty well. It says time to replenish here. I think this is spiritually. Some of you may have a Capricorn placement or some type of Saturn placement, because I'm picking up here with this card that I think it's spiritually you need to, it's kind of hard to explain. Like spiritually, there's in order for you to really get the answer here or to gain the awareness that you need, I think you need to call back your energy, right? Sometimes we can get so caught up and involved with everybody else's energy, Seven of Swords, Moon in Aquarius, right? Maybe we were responding to everybody else's needs but our own. And that's why the High Priestess is a card of reflecting, doing some introspective work to gain deeper awareness in regards to what it is that you need to change here at the Ten of Swords, right? I'm thinking about that analogy I gave right now. I'm like trying to miss. Oh shit! Y'all ever say something that reflect and be like, "Damn, did that make sense?" Because in my head it made sense. So like, yeah. So then, never mind. Fuck it. Who cares, bro? The analogy basically was, it's too complex to explain. Just wait for the wave to take you to take you to where it is that you're trying to go. Ride the wave, catch the vibe, be in the flow instead of going against the stream, you know. Like, let's just say, for instance, right, like you're like, yeah, you could probably swim to the shore fast, but you know, sometimes you would expend all that energy, and the next thing you know, you'll be exhausted. When, you know, if you would just wait for a moment and you wait for the wave to come, you just like ride the wave there. That's my ninth house sun and Mercury, speaking in metaphors, and I know the sun's in Gemini, so people are just like, "Well, you don't have to speak in big metaphors. Just make it simple." Yeah, the Two of Cups, Knight of Wands here. Yeah, Kundalini activation and definitely an awakening here. Two of Cups, you can see the caduceus there in between them. And those are the spinal pathways in regards to the yin and yang, and in regards to the nadis, the solar and the lunar channels of the caduceus, right? So it's Kundalini activation, rising, energy rising through, you know, Kundalini, Shakti, Shiva coming together. Ace of Wands and the Hermit again. Yeah, I think you're just finding and discovering something newer, and it's very activating. Some of you actually may be in the spiritual community or in the spiritual field. Some of you. Or you act as a guide for people, for sure. I think I'm hearing something about reconnective type of work or something. I don't know, something like that. Queen of Pentacles here and the Queen of Swords. Damn, look at all that. What the fuck? What are y'all doing, Sage? Seven of Swords. There's a lot of people you are dealing with. The Strength card. Could be a Leo for some of you. Interesting. You know what I kind of get here? I see a lot of you guys actually truly enjoying just socializing. I think I see you, like, it's like you're, it's interesting. I see you socializing a lot here. Like, there's people around you. Some of you could even be doing like a group activity or extracurricular activity and revolves groups or community or something like that. Or maybe you're just with friends. I like there, and you know, even there's some love here too. Page of Cups, Strength card, could be a Leo, any sign, fire sign. But yeah, like this looks like it's interesting because it's. I think it's like you're wanting to do things too with people. It's kind of, this is an odd energy. Some of you may have Aquarius in your placements, but I think it's like you're wanting to do things. And I also feel like you're also somebody who's a provider for other people. But I think at this stage of where you're at right now in regards to relationships, I feel like you're wanting, I think you're asking for return. Like, because I feel like you're a big giver, but also at the same time, it's like, there's got to be an energy exchange, right? Like, you have to receive too. Like, they have to give back. Like, relationships have to give back, you know? So, yeah. You have the Eight of Cups on the Ten of Swords here. Yeah, it's like your soul at this time is you're deep down, you're wanting to gain deeper awareness. And there's something about trust here too. I feel like you're just wanting to gain more awareness, and the way you can gain more awareness is through silent meditation, I feel, and that's what your higher self is saying. And just being aware of, that energy you morph with other people, right? Like if you're in a group of people, you're interacting, socializing, like your auras are coming together, blending together, strings are being attached, right? Energetically. And sometimes it's like you may need to retreat so you can pull your energy back and understand what energy is yours and what energy isn't yours, right? Sometimes we can feel things and think things and they're not even our thoughts and feelings, but we're picking up on somebody else's thoughts and feelings telepathically. So if you don't believe in telepathy, come on, yo. Telepathy's real. It ain't like I'm like hitting. It ain't like a phone call. Like I'm hitting somebody up in my mind. No, it's more so just like you can receive sudden flashes of information, and you're like, what the hell? Next thing you know, you think about your best friend Karen, and then Karen calls. Actually, it's not you, it's Karen. You think about, I don't know. Think about Sarah. Sarah calls. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, y'all get what I'm saying, Sag. But yeah, this is what I'm getting in your reading, and I'll just be aware of projections as well with this witch card. I think it's important to protect your energy in a way. Nothing to be afraid of. It's just like, energy manipulation can be in very subtle ways, and I think it wants you to be aware of that. So that's what I got for you. I know the sun will square Saturn here in the next few days, and sun square Saturn, since Saturn's in Pisces and the sun's in Gemini, that can be sort of like a where we kind of need to rethink some things because something feels off. So yeah, so that's what I got for you, Sag. I appreciate y'all as always, and I'm wishing y'all the best. If you want to book a personal reading with me, that link is down below in the description. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can see the handles down there on the bottom. I'm over there as well. Be nice to see you guys over there. If you want to subscribe, or not subscribe, but follow me. And yeah, if this video resonated with you, be sure to hit that thumbs up, and I will talk to y'all later.